Thank you for joining me for this talk about the development and testing of the world's first principles-based fidelity index for peer support in mental health services. My name is Dr. Lucy Goldsmith. I'm going to start the talk with a question, which is, how can we be sure that the therapy delivered in the sessions of a talking therapy trial is as it is designed to be? The answer is that we use a fidelity index to check that the therapy delivered is as it is designed to be. Measuring whether a complex healthcare intervention is delivered as designed is essential for research in complex interventions. There is no measure of fidelity for peer support in the literature, so we designed our own. Research suggests that values make peer support unique compared to other therapies, so fidelity to these values is what should be measured. These values can be summarised as 5 key principles of peer support. These are safe, trusting relationships based on shared lived experience, mutuality and reciprocity, the validation and application of experiential knowledge, enable peers to exercise leadership, choice and control, and peers to discover and make use of their own strengths and to build and strengthen connections. The aim was to design and validate a principles-based fidelity index for peer support. We developed a fidelity index framework from a brainstorm of all possible measurable aspects of the 5 principles and associated items. We developed semi-structured interviews to measure all items mapped to the 5 principles. We designed interview schedules for 3 groups of people: peer workers, peer worker team leaders, and supported peers. We developed guidelines for coding interviews and guidelines for scoring the index. We piloted the interview schedules at independent peer support organisations in the UK, NHS peer support services, and at the 7 sites of the enriched trial of peer support for psychiatric discharge. Blind double rating was used to verify inter-rater reliability, and the psychometric properties of the scale were verified. We co-produced the research, meaning that experts with lived experience were involved throughout the research. We analysed internal consistency using Cronbach's alpha and the criteria given in Cicchetti and Dominic 1994. And you can see it here. Less than 0.4 is poor internal consistency, between 0.4 and 0.59 is fair, between 0.6 to 0.74 is good, and above 0.75 is excellent. We also fitted inter-rater reliability using intra-class correlation coefficients calculated with 2-way random effect models, assuming absolute agreement. Across the entire index, the total score had an acceptable internal consistency as indicated by a Cronbach's alpha of 0.81. The intra-class correlation coefficients were all 0.67 or above, indicating good inter-rater reliability. In conclusion, the fidelity of peer support in mental health services can be measured in terms of principles that articulate the distinctiveness of peer support. It is acceptable and feasible to develop robust measures of values-based fidelity for complex healthcare interventions where psychosocial and relational mechanisms are core to change processes. Values-based fidelity measures might usefully complement conventional dosage approaches to trial fidelity. Beyond research purposes, the Principles-Based Fidelity Index can support the implementation and evaluation of peer worker roles. If you have any questions or comments on the presentation, please add them below and we will read and respond. Thank you for listening, and please see a bibliography and some publications from the Enrich Programme of Support here.